Hello everybody and welcome to Danzig's place, Heart of Iron Forest, Poland, where we are being, well, attacked by the Soviet Union. If the Polish people hadn't suffered enough, now they have to deal with the Soviet Union as well. And of course, Romania, who saw their chance, well, the Soviet Union was attacking us to attack us as well. And while they did have a good opportunity to do so in the beginning, I think right now we are the stronger power, and when this division is pretty much in place, we will push through. Let's make a battle plan for them actually. Not like a battle plan, but an attacking line. And just see from where we want to go. And these cities are the most important ones that we should take, so of course we want to go through them. And yeah, let's continue. We do have a lot of political power to spend, and let's see what we can get. We don't really have a use for Chief of Navy or Chief of Air Force because we're not really using them that much. We are currently losing pretty much the air war everywhere, and we have nowhere near enough planes to actually compete with the Soviet Union. Look at that, 803 active fighters. So every fighter we will send there will just immediately pretty much die. So I will not bother with that. And we can have another political advisor, but there's no really need for that either. You could choose to go democratic, but I think being non-aligned at the moment is absolutely fine. And then we can of course get some research and production people, or some military high command. And I will go for the military high command one, because we can get a cavalry expert. Should we ever have the need to bring our cavalry into the fight over here, then we will be able to. And the rest of the political power I will just save for the moment, so that we could switch our conscription law whenever we need to all adult serfs. I really hope we don't need to, but I am afraid that sooner rather than later we will need to. And then of course our equipment. We're in a shortage. We will be in a shortage for a long time, but well, at least we're producing stuff quite rapidly still. How is our construction going? Still things are being constructed, but I'm gonna prioritize repairing our broken down military factories instead of building up new ones. That should be the priority in my opinion, and hopefully we'll be able to get that soon. And it is going quite rapidly. I mean, look at that. We pretty much finished all of them already, which does increase our production, of course, over here for the infantry equipment, which is the more important one. We have 3 lines of infantry equipment going there, and I think that should be enough. And people said we have so much army experience, why don't you do something with it? Well, there's not much we can do actually with it. Because we have some manpower constraints, we can't really add much over here. I mean, we could add some extra artillery, but it costs 500 manpower per battalion that we have, or division that we have, which adds up rapidly. I would rather have some support, but there is nothing really that we need. Support anti-air, we don't really need. Support rocket artillery, I would like it, I would really like it, but that means we have to produce rocket artillery first. And though that will probably be the next production line that we will get, we're not there yet, so we have to wait with it. Let's go back into construction. I saw that there was some new military factories, and let's also repair the civilian factories, shall we? So that they can produce more construction power for us to make our repair our factories faster. When a short of steel, is that a real problem for us? Not really. The submarines are using a lot of steel as well, and they are to a lesser concern, at least to me right now. The fall of Rome. Forces from France recently entered Rome after the city's remaining Italian garrison melted away into the surrounding countryside. The French troops moved quickly to occupy all significant government buildings, and a triumph was held along the Via del Corso by a long procession of marching soldiers and armed vehicles. With the fall of Rome, the ability of Italy to continue the war is put into question. Outside observers expect that the Italian government, who fled the city just before fall, will soon begin surrender negotiations. And they already capitulated, or they still have to? I don't remember if they already did. And you can see the Polish losses are massive. That's pretty much like the downside of this strategy. Your manpower losses will be immense. Let's see if we can activate this battle plan. See if we can advance a little bit along this front over here. Because we are advancing a little bit over here at this front at least. We're pushing into the Lithuanian territory. Or what is left of it. Instead of course. That's over here already. Lithuania is pretty much completely conquered by us. We're now pushing almost into Latvian territory. You can hear like a whistle every time, which is mostly just some naval combat. There are some USSR ships, of course, that are going around, and we try to engage them. We do have some free dockyards. I will assign some more convoy ships being constructed then. We're all going to do some micromanagement over here again, with adding the factories to the top list of being repaired. Because we need every piece of equipment that we can get our hands on, especially infantry equipment. We're still in a large shortage of that. How's the push going over here? Well, not that strong. We are producing new units here though. I'm gonna say you should have a higher reinforcement priority. Every piece of infantry equipment that we will get will go to them, so we can push them out as fast as possible to this front, and then hopefully we'll be able to advance into Romanian territory even faster. But it's gonna be a bit. Well, they are almost at 20% training. When they are 20% training, I will push them out and send them to the fields of battle. Well, maybe I will just wait until they have all the infantry equipment that they actually need. Because more Polish men are dying for us. And our manpower is ticking down really, really fast. Alright, so we got Comas attack tactics. I think we should go for defensive focus now. It could give us an extra military factory construction speed. Maybe we should have gone for that actually a lot earlier already. Seems like something we could have used more than the naval stuff itself. They're almost having all of their equipment, so they can almost be pushed out. Alright, rocket artillery upgrades are done as well. And deploy. We're gonna assign them to this guy who can't handle them anymore, so we're gonna put the best field marshal we have into place, who has some planning and combat wit skills as well. And you should be to this front line. Good luck. You're gonna need it. Alright, so what can we get? We don't really need rocket artillery upgrades. It would be nice to do this. Some anti-tank for infantry. It will make our infantry a lot stronger against motorized and tank brigades. We should definitely advance over here. You can see that the AI is automatically sending some support attacks as well, which is really strong. Let's see, how are we in a real shortage? Just for steel. Right, and I'm gonna put in a line for towed rocket artillery, so that someday soon we will be able to actually use them. Put the factories again at the top for repairs. They are the most important one. I find that more important than constructing new factories. And though we are not making much headway into Romania, mainly because there are a lot of Soviet forces here as well, we are making many gains in the Soviet Union itself. So we have finished our level 3 submarine, which is quite strong. Level 4 is from 1944, so that's not even close to something we can get. And I think we might actually start going on the advanced computing machine already. It is quite a bit ahead of time, but it will be quite strong if we can get the encryption and decryption around 1942. We will have the biggest advantage of the encryption advantage and decryption advantage, of course. Now the push in here is not that strong. Pretty much the front hasn't really advanced in either way, which is also of course a good thing. I mean, that does mean they are not pushing into us, but we are definitely pushing into them. Right, let's see. Some more factories being destroyed and everything like that. Them on the top again. I don't think we have much partisan activity though. Oh, look at that. No partisan activity at all. Alright, somebody asked this as well. Could we ask this for some control of some states, because we did a lot of extra work. And I would like the Western Erms. Is it somewhere in the list? Not really. But this is controlled by them, right? So it should be in here. Or maybe I'm just not looking at it correctly. This is a state. Western Ems. No. No, it's not in there. How about some Italian places? This is all Polish. That's not much that they actually have that we would want. Except of course for their units. I would love to have more of their units on my front line over here. Fighting. I would like it best actually against Romania. If we could push through in Romania, things would become a little bit easier. But that's gonna be quite some time before we actually get that, I believe. Let's see, we are not producing any rocket artillery yet. That's fine. It is fine. We're severely lacking some steel. And look at that manpower ticking down. Oh, it's so terrible. It is so terrible. At least they are suffering more manpower losses than we are. But, man oh man. We're gonna limit the amount of brigades that we get. These will be the last ones we push out. And we'll try to train them up as strongly as possible. So that they will be as strong as we can have them. Yeah, we might actually need to take a look at going fascist. And the only reason is the military youth policy, because it gives us 2% extra recruitable population. I really hate it, but might be something that is necessary for us to survive. Finish the landing craft, which is really nice. We can do now quite well naval landings. Anything else that we would like? I think maybe something like this already. Get some better recon companies. Even better reconnaissance. It is a passive bonus. The moment we get it, all our divisions who have recon companies, which pretty much is all of our divisions, will get the bonus. And this is why I kept some political power. If we had spent that 150 political power, then we wouldn't have enough to enact a new manpower law when we need to. And we need to. You can see that every month we gain 5.4 recruitable men because of growth in states, but that's not enough to keep up with the massive slaughter that is going on right now of Polish men. It is going... Oh, but we are making some advances over here at least. Yes, finally we took our Polish territory back. Well, it's not technically Polish yet, but oh, and we ran out of manpower. Quickly, we go for all adult serve, which literally doubles our recruitable population. We go from 4.4 million people to probably 8. A little bit less than 8. But we're not scraping the barrel yet, but this will severely hamper our factory output. From a -10 to a -30, that's really, really bad. Scraping the barrel will give us only another 5% of extra recruitable population. I really hope we don't need that, but you never know. The manpower grind is real. Got some trade interdiction going, and let's go with the convoy interdiction because, well, we have a research bonus to it. How are we doing on production? Pretty okay. Let's add some more factories to the top. Yeah, it's really sad that our construction is so severely limited now because of our conscription laws. That's gonna be a really, really bad thing. But at least we're making the push into Soviet territory quite well as well. I'm quite happy with the progress we are making here. Marching towards Moscow. Yeah, they have enemy air superiority. Wait, we do have air superiority here? Oh, thank you, allies. So yeah, the allies are helping us quite strongly in the air war at least, which is quite important. Having air superiority brings us extra combat bonuses, and because they have a lot of close air support as well, they literally do damage to the enemy, which is gonna make our life so much easier. So they send plane, while the Polish man bleeds on the fields. But we are doing like 98% of all the fighting against the Soviet Union. Our strong preparing against Germany has made us quite well prepared for the Soviet Union as well. And even though it was kind of a bad timing when they declared war on us, we managed to succeed quite well. Going towards Leningrad as well. But look at that, I mean, they only have 5% towards capitulation. Before we can actually finish the war completely with them, it's gonna be a long time. We can't really see what kind of things they have done over here, unfortunately, because I would be quite interested in what focuses they have taken. If they've taken the industry to the east already, or if they haven't. Because if they haven't, we will be able to capture more of it, of course. And the more we capture, the more we can use to kill them. Bring this all to the top. I wish there was an option that, like, you could repair factories first. That would be your main priority, because it is my main priority. And our production lines are pretty much at peak efficiency. We have some mechanized equipment technology now as well, which is pretty strong. But I think it will be too much production for us to switch to it at the moment. Maybe later, because I would like it. Let's go with some engineer companies. The reason why is because this level of engineer companies give also a bonus to river attack and defense. And there are quite some rivers everywhere here in the Soviet Union territory. So we would like some better river attack and defense. Finish our defensive focus. That's gonna be really nice when we're constructing military factories. And I'm gonna prepare for going down to the military youth at least, because I would rather go fascist and military youth than go with scraping the barrel. And we might actually be able to offset the fascist influence by recruiting a democratic demagogue. So let's go with internationalism. And look at that, we're making really nice gains over here. I would like to finish this off pretty much. So we could break through like these places. At least he's cutting off them over here already. That's what we like to see. Which means that these guys will probably die. Like, because they don't have a real place to retreat to anymore. We have no template for the rocket artillery that we are producing, which is correct. And that's absolutely fine. We just want to start producing them now, so that once we have a lot of it, we can put them into our armies. Oh, we put this back on the top. Alright. But that's gonna be it for this episode. Next episode, March to Moscow is on. Hopefully we can make it. I think we might actually be able to make it. Well, the push over here, we're not going really full Romania yet, but it's becoming more and more likely that we actually will. Actually, I'm gonna make an offensive line for my men of this company as well. Oh, that makes you go from over there. Never mind then. No, we don't want that. Yeah, but that's all gonna be in the next episode. Until then, thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.